Welcome back, YouTube, to yet another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now, on today's episode, I am feeling it. It's been a long time since I've been lifting, actually, and I've had to get on a plane. I had to drive in a car for long miles, just a lot of sitting. And now that I'm back home, I've got some extreme tightness in my lower back and in my hips, just from all the inactivity that I was doing. That's okay, because today I still plan to hit that bad boy right there, which is going to be with the wagon wheels, but I'm going to deadlift it. And the goal is to hit 500 pounds today. And here's the deal. I know I'm going to lift it. I know for a fact I'm going to lift it. I just want to see how fast it's going to be. And if I lift it and it's a grind, then I kind of know where I'm at. And if I lift it if it's too easy, then again, I know where I'm at, including with the tight hips, tight lower back. This should be interesting. But I'm also going to be doing some stone work as well. I'm going to start with that super light stone for the strength giant set. Then for the variation, I'm going to move into those bigger and heavier stones. And in between, I'm going to be doing some weighted ab mat sit-ups and also a lot of running. So let's pop into today's workout and see what we got going on. Now for today's strength giant set, I'm going to be doing the deadlift on the wagon wheels like I just said. And really, I'm just going to try to do as many reps as I can as I'm warming up and making sure that my hips are nice and warm, my lower back is warm as I go up in weight. And then I'll just limit it to a 1 rep max as I get to my heavier sets. And as I'm going up in weight, I'm also going to be doing some weighted ab mat sit-ups. Weighted ab mat sit-ups I find really helps with the deadlift and squat movements in giant set format. And then I'm going to flip that stone over my shoulder just to kind of work the explosive movements. And then I'm going to be running a 200-meter run. So a designated spot, turn around, run back. That's 200 meters total. By the time I'm done with this entire workout, I should have run at least 1 mile. That's going to be the strength giant set for the day. So the wagon wheel is basically like a rack pull. I would kind of argue that it's a little bit harder, only because on a rack, you could set it to a higher degree. You can either bring it up to just below your kneecap or just over your kneecap, which is going to make a big difference when you're pulling for maximum weight. With the wagon wheel, it's about 1 inch below my kneecap, which is kind of perfect. And it kind of is the same kind of pull as a rack pull, but with the same mechanic that I normally do when I'm doing the deadlift. So this is why I like training in this manner. Feels like it carries over a lot more. And a lot of people that I know have tried rack pulls or wagon wheels have a hard time doing it. Sometimes they can do deadlift better than they can do rack pulls or wagon wheels. And that's just because it's a completely different movement. Here, I kind of use the cue of getting myself nice and tight and then pushing with my feet into the floor like it's a leg press. You're supposed to do that with a deadlift too, but I kind of find that doesn't really work for me because getting it off the ground too slow will make me miss the lift. So I like to move very quickly from the deadlift, and I set up a little bit differently. So that way I'm able to get a lot of energy up to my knees, and then it's just max strength to try to get it past my knees and up to my thigh and up to my waist. And this has been on my menu for a while. I've wanted to lift 500 pounds on the wagon wheels, and this was finally my day to do it. But because of my unanticipated travel and heavy work week, I've been unable to give the attention that my hips and lower back need to make sure that it's mobile and that it's stretched out and warm for this day. So it was really important for the giant set to be correct, where I was doing the correct amount of rep schemes and the correct amount of running to make sure that I was ready to lift this maximum weight and to hit a PR for the first time on the wagon wheels. Now I'm coming up to my top set. You can see I was making huge jumps because I was so confident I was going to hit this. And despite my tight hips and lower back, it moved kind of slow, but I definitely felt like I could do more reps when I was at the top. But the purpose was only to hit 1 rep today to see how I feel. And I've been failing that for so long that it felt so good to hit that for 1 and knowing that I could do it for 2 if I absolutely wanted to. But that'll be the next time I hit the gym and be able to excel in my goals. Alrighty, I did it, and I'm super excited because that is a PR for me. And yes, this is on the wagon wheel, so it is a different kind of lift than a deadlift. And I think the last time 2 years ago, I believe, when I was doing this and I started my YouTube channel, the very first video that I put on, it was wagon wheel deadlift with 455 pounds on the bar plus 45 pounds of chains. So that made it 500 pounds total at the top of the lift, and that was a struggle. And recently, I did 520 with the wagon wheels, and it was 480 pounds on the bar plus those 40 pounds of chains, and that made it so that it was 520 pounds at the top of the lift. So doing this, I knew that I was going to be able to do it. I just wanted to make sure that I did it. So I check marked it and said that I did it. But I knew it was going to go today. Super excited, even with all the setbacks that I've had. And now it's time to move on to the Variation Giant set. So let's get started on that. Now for the Variation Giant set, I was doing 3 rounds, and I was just moving up in sequence from the Buffalo Stone to the Ox Stone to the Rhino Stone, and keeping it in the same giant set format as the strength format as before. And the idea is all of these stones are now PRs, because I've never hit a 500-pound wagon wheel deadlift and be able to lift these stones in the same workout. So that's kind of how I kind of keep my brain on cue and to set new goals and to do these stones. That one got a little slow. It was a little tired from that 500-pound wagon wheel. As you can see, the central nervous system took a beating. But again, that's the reason why I'm doing this, because every time I lift these stones, it's just another PR after I've hit a really big PR on the deadlift. And that's kind of why I like to do that. Plus, stones are fun. I mean, look how fun that is to flip it up to your shoulder. It's just fun. And like I said, I kept in the same strength set as the last one by doing the weighted ab sibs, but I increased it from 3 reps to 5 reps now to try to land on an even number by the time I'm done with these rounds. And I kept that 200-meter run as well. By the time I was done with this, I had done 1 mile total of accumulated running just from warming up from the workout. Now I love the wagon wheels for this reason. I always tout this. Look how easy it is to get those weights off. If that bar was on the ground, it would be so much harder to get these weights off. Now for the assistance giant set, I was doing 3 rounds, and I was doing some barbell curls since the wagon wheels were already out here. I've done a lot of back work lately, so now I really wanted to focus on the biceps in order to stimulate the size and growth and to lift the stones. And I pulled out an old favorite there, the biker, just to kind of target my inner knee area and strengthen that. And I also did some flutter kicks as well to kind of finish off the lower abs, but also the inner thighs as well. And for the accessory giant set, I was doing 3 rounds, and I was doing something called stubborn curls. This is just what you do after your biceps have taken a beating in the strength portions. Then you kind of just finish them off by doing this little tingle at the top there. It really burns those biceps by the time you're done. And I was doing some hitchhikers for overall back and shoulder strength. You know I love doing hitchhikers almost every single workout. Or this one, face pulls. But I was doing them both on this workout just to make sure I was getting nice healthy shoulders and longevity. And that was the entire workout for the day. Alrighty, so that's going to conclude it for today's workout. I hope you learned something new, and I really appreciate everybody stopping by and working out with me. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.